Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap but by the seeds that you plant. Sooner or later everyone sits down to a banquet of consequences. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. To be what we are, and to become what we are capable of becoming, is the only end of life. A friend is a gift you give yourself. I travel not to go anywhere, but to go. I travel for travel's sake. The great affair is to move. You can give without loving, but you can never love without giving. Compromise is the best and cheapest lawyer. The world is so full of a number of things, I'm sure we should all be as happy as kings. It is not so much for its beauty that the forest makes a claim upon men's hearts, as for that subtle something, that quality of air, that emanation from old trees, that so wonderfully changes and renews a weary spirit. That man is a success who has lived well, laughed often and loved much. To travel hopefully is a better thing than to arrive. Quiet minds cannot be perplexed or frightened but go on in fortune or misfortune at their own private pace, like a clock during a thunderstorm. An aim in life is the only fortune worth finding. Every heart that has beat strongly and cheerfully has left a hopeful impulse behind it in the world, and bettered the tradition of mankind. Keep your eyes open to your mercies. The man who forgets to be thankful has fallen asleep in life. Wine is bottled poetry. There is a fellowship more quiet even than solitude, and which, rightly understood, is solitude made perfect. Everyone lives by selling something. Politics is perhaps the only profession for which no preparation is thought necessary. The world is full of a number of things, I'm sure we should all be as happy as kings. All human beings are commingled out of good and evil. Keep your fears to yourself, but share your courage with others. The mark of a good action is that it appears inevitable in retrospect. Our business in life is not to succeed, but to continue to fail in good spirits. To be wholly devoted to some intellectual exercise is to have succeeded in life. There is only one difference between a long life and a good dinner, that, in the dinner, the sweets come last. The difficulty of literature is not to write, but to write what you mean, not to affect your reader, but to affect him precisely as you wish. When I am grown to man's estate I shall be very proud and great, and tell the other girls and boys not to meddle with my toys. We are all travelers in the wilderness of this world, and the best we can find in our travels is an honest friend. The world has no room for cowards. Every man has a sane spot somewhere. Marriage is one long conversation, checkered by disputes. To forget oneself is to be happy. You think dogs will not be in heaven. I tell you, they will be there long before any of us. Perpetual devotion to what a man calls his business is only to be sustained by perpetual neglect of many other things. Everybody, soon or late, sits down to a banquet of consequences. All speech, written or spoken, is a dead language, until it finds a willing and prepared hearer. No man is useless while he has a friend. He who sows hurry reaps indigestion. Absences are a good influence in love and keep it bright and delicate. Nothing like a little judicious levity. Marriage, a friendship recognized by the police. The devil can sometimes do a very gentlemanly thing. It is one thing to mortify curiosity, another to conquer it. I've a grand memory for forgetting. The web, then, or the pattern, a web at once sensuous and logical, an elegant and pregnant texture, that is style, that is the foundation of the art of literature. You can kill the body but not the spirit. There is no duty we so much underrate as the duty of being happy. By being happy we sow anonymous benefits upon the world. Each has his own tree of ancestors, but at the top of all sits probably arboreal. We must accept life for what it actually is, a challenge to our quality without which we should never know of what stuff we are made, or grow to our full stature. The cruelest lies are often told in silence. I am in the habit of looking not so much to the nature of a gift as to the spirit in which it is offered. It is better to lose health like a spendthrift than to waste it like a miser. It is a golden maxim to cultivate the garden for the nose, and the eyes will take care of themselves. The body is a house of many windows. There we all sit, showing ourselves and crying on the passers-by to come and love us. Old and young, we are all on our last cruise. Books are good enough in their own way, but they are a poor substitute for life. It's a pleasant thing to be young, and have 10 toes. Talk is by far the most accessible of pleasures. It costs nothing in money, it is all profit, it completes our education, founds and fosters our friendships, and can be enjoyed at any age and in almost any state of health. Fiction is to the grown man what play is to the child. It is there that he changes the atmosphere and tenor of his life. If your morals make you dreary, depend on it, they are wrong. To know what you prefer instead of humbly saying amen to what the world tells you ought to prefer, is to have kept your soul alive. You could read Kant by yourself, if you wanted, but you must share a joke with someone else. Nothing made by brute force lasts. So long as we love, we serve, so long as we are loved by others, I should say that we are almost indispensable, and no man is useless while he has a friend. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. You can read Kant by yourself, if you wanted to, but you must share a joke with someone else. We live in an ascending scale when we live happily, one thing leading to another in an endless series. Man is a creature who lives not upon bread alone, but primarily by catchwords. In marriage, a man becomes slack and selfish, and undergoes a fatty degeneration of his moral being. When a torrent sweeps a man against a boulder, you must expect him to scream, and you need not be surprised if the scream is sometimes a theory. Nothing more strongly arouses our disgust than cannibalism, yet we make the same impression on Buddhists and vegetarians, for we feed on babies, though not our own. Give us grace and strength to forbear and to persevere. Give us courage and gaiety and the quiet mind. Spare to us our friends, soften to us our enemies. Of what shall a man be proud? if he is not proud of his friends. Once you are married, there is nothing left for you, not even suicide. Most of our pocket wisdom is conceived for the use of mediocre people, to discourage them from ambitious attempts, and generally console them in their mediocrity. We all know what Parliament is, and we are all ashamed of it. You can forgive people who do not follow you through a philosophical disquisition, but to find your wife laughing when you had tears in your eyes, or staring when you were in a fit of laughter, would go some way towards a dissolution of the marriage. The obscurest epoch is today. Even if the doctor does not give you a year, even if he hesitates about a month, make one brave push and see what can be accomplished in a week. There is no progress whatever. Everything is just the same as it was thousands, and tens of thousands, of years ago. The outward form changes. The essence does not change. There is an idea abroad among moral people that they should make their neighbors good. One person I have to make good, myself. But my duty to my neighbor is much more nearly expressed by saying that I have to make him happy if I may. Well, Henry James is pretty good, though he is of the 19th century, and that glaringly. When it comes to my own turn to lay my weapons down, I shall do so with thankfulness and fatigue, and whatever be my destiny afterward, I shall be glad to lie down with my fathers in honor. It is human at least, if not divine. It is not likely that posterity will fall in love with us, but not impossible that it may respect or sympathize. So a man would rather leave behind him the portrait of his spirit than a portrait of his face. To become what we are capable of becoming is the only end in life.